And is doing level 400. I think you have read about her. In them, it could be students, lecturers, or other experts in the field that would really go a long way in helping us with your study needs. So today we thought, as a first activity for the academic year 2022-2023, we are going to start with a motivational talk. This motivational talk this time around is going to be offered by a current student, a student who is now in the program and is doing level 400. I think you have read about her. Last semester, when we started, we invited a former student of the business degree who had already done a master's and had enrolled in PhD. All these activities are meant to motivate you, because sometimes when you are going through something, trying to do your studies, work, and having your life around, sometimes you might lose confidence that you are going to make it. But through this kind of activities, we are hoping that we are going to learn from each other to see how other people are navigating this route and navigating it successfully. Our guest speaker, Claret, to take over and maybe start sharing her life experience as a distance learner. We didn't think people were going to delay to connect. And this time around, we are so disappointed from the Learner Support Office. First, we arranged an orientation, Eleka weekend, there the first time. Not many people connected. We tried again, but still there were not enough students. And this one happened. The number of students are very few. So for the next activities, I would like you to invite your friends. Invite them by joining, because this is meant for you. Because studying by distance can be very isolating. And sometimes you just need to hear from other people, from other students, to hear how they are coping with the studies. Thank you. Claret, you are welcome.
Thank you, Mamuza Osele. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. To ensure that just speak one by one.
Okay, now I'll start by introducing myself. My profile has already been shared. So my name is Claret Seretse. I am doing 11400 as already stated, and I'm majoring in management. I work full time, and so I'm going to share with you how I simply manage to balance my work and my studies. First of all, the question that everyone seems to always be asking me is what motivates me to work so hard in my academics and life to be able to balance all of this. So for me, it's just simple, the sense of accomplishment for having had the opportunity to pursue this degree, because for me it came later in my life. Like, I'm really close to 40 right now. So it's very important for me that I achieve success in my hard work. So working hard and persevering, I know that at the end of the day, it will pay off and it will help me achieve professional success at work and even in my personal life. I know that at the end of this, I'll be holding a degree that will be evidence of what I've been working hard for. And it's not easy. I'm not going to say that it's easy, but it's not too difficult as well. So most of the times I get motivated most of the times whenever I pass an assessment or a test, because it's not like I'm passing everything all the time. So one instance of failure does not draw me back and lead me to quitting everything. So there are a lot of support systems around me as well that help me to be able to balance my schoolwork and my social life. And one of the things that I do is, once school opens, once semester begins, the first thing I do, I take the master schedule, the school calendar, and then I map my life around all of that. At work, at home, my social events, I map them around the school calendar, because once you begin residential one, there is no stopping. You only have 1 week in between. You have tests, you have residentials, you have to meet assignment deadlines. Sometimes you have to submit your assignments on the same day. And for me, it really works for me once I plan and schedule all my activities. So I'm really going to be brief, and I'm going to share a few tips, just important advice of what you should do since you've already started with your residential one. So I will encourage you that you attend all your residentials. Never miss a residential, never miss an additional class, because you will find that some of your lectures will offer you an additional class over and above the residential classes that you have. So I want to motivate you to attend all your residentials, because you will find out that everything that you are going to cover in your tests, in your assessments, or even in the final exam will be everything that your lecturer talked about in class. So if you only rely on reading your module, you'll find that some of the things that you read, you're going to miss them, especially the essays. You really have to be in there and focus. The second one is that, I don't know about others, but for me, avoid special tests. Try to write the first test that is set. Avoid special tests and special exams. That will make your life easier, because special tests are not that easy as well, and they'll pressurize you, and they come at a time when you're closer to writing your exams, and then you find yourself spending so much time reading DLO, from chapter 1 to residential 2, and then you're not reading to the residential 3, and then the following week you have an exam. And you find that the special tests, like, they set everything, and everything they set has lower marks. But if you write your first test, like you're writing this weekend, I think, so just prepare for your tests and go and write. Even your assignments, do your assignments. So the third one is, do not plagiarize, guys. Do not do it. Or else you'll learn the hard way. You'll get a 0. Learn to cite when you're writing your assignments, when you're writing your term papers. I think at some point they will offer library orientation. So if they offer that, attend it, because that's when you will learn where to source materials, journals, articles, academic documents that you have to cite from. So attend that one, and then you will learn about tips and how to avoid plagiarism by all means. Hello?
Hello. I got cut. I lost the last time I heard was when you were talking about the residential sessions. But continue. Okay.
Okay, now continue. Yes. The fourth one, I was just sharing on tips on how to move through the semester without a problem. What we do in my class, I have me and my classmates, since we started, we developed a special bond. We have this group where we share everything. So we share materials, we talk about everything. You'll find that maybe you've missed something, you didn't know there's a class today, there's a test tomorrow, there's a cancelled test, and then your classmates will be your support system. They will share with you past papers, they will share with you, additional materials, additional books. So as a class, in this level, I want to encourage you that you move together up to the final level. In my class, I even have some of my classmates who are repeating some of the modules in level 1, but we're still like this. So they know that they can come to me and borrow materials of psychology. They know that they can go to someone, even I myself, So we always just support each other in class. Don't mute yourself. Don't ignore each other's messages in the WhatsApp group. Create a WhatsApp group if you haven't created it yet. It will be very beneficial to all of you. I promise you that. And then the other one is, I have a support system. I've already mentioned my classmates, but my family also, my whole family, from my mother to my siblings, like they really support me and they stand with me. And then the school itself, they are very supportive. I personally, I always just contact them. Like I send them emails. I'm always just bothering her when I need information on something. When I need specific information from the den of faculty of business, I contact them. When I need to, I go to and I know that my calendar tells me, this week there's a test or whatever. I contact Matalifang and I'll bother her until she gives me an answer. No, we are still working on the schedule or what. All I'm saying is that you must build a rapport with the school. You must have the emails, the contacts, and you must know which department to go to when you need something. You must know the IT department under your faculty of business when you have problems in IT-related matters, connections, and all that. Because online studies, even for me, it took me a while to really catch up. I missed a lot of classes because of that. So I really want to encourage you guys to build a support system around yourself at work, even at work, because for most of you are working, you'll find that sometimes when your lecturers say, I have a lesson tomorrow, I'm offering a lesson tomorrow, you have no choice. You have to take up the offer because he's offering it to you for free and you really need that knowledge. For classes like economics or statistics, you will find that you miss something that really you're going to sell something from it. So when you have this support system at work as well, it will work for you because then your boss will release you and say, no, go and attend my child, then you can come back, And then what else do? I revise a lot. For exams, I do take leave most of the time. It's not easy because my work is hectic. I never knock off. I work weekends, nights. Even right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm working. So I usually take leave for exams and I study a lot. I study alone most of the time because I'm very slow. I'm a very slow learner. So I need to take time to study the book, to study the concepts, and then I liaise with others. I also have a tutor for subjects like statistics and economics. For me, it's been very helpful to see a tutor because sometimes the material is too much, accounting, you'll find out, and then your lecturer will teach you, and before he even goes far, 2 hours is done, it's finished. So if you have a bit extra cash, find a tutor or someone who knows. At first, when I started, I had a younger sister. And I get my real sister, I'm like 10 years older than her, and she just taught me the concepts of maths, like star 101, because I was in the dark. And she spent so much time teaching me. And then at some point I realized, no, I need someone who is more professional and will save me time. So I found myself a tutor wasn't that expensive. And he has taken me up to level 100. I think in this level I no longer have any calculation-based modules. So I'm fine with that. But it has really helped me. So I study alone. I summarize everything and I memorize everything. Everything I study, I do my very best to try and memorize it. So these are most of the study skills that I got to. But in COM 101, you also learn some of the study skills, I'm sure of it. Have your tutor, have your lecturers' contacts, they will always be helpful to you. I do rest a lot. I take some time and I rest, especially when I'm studying for exams, because sometimes it can be overwhelming when you realize exam is upon you and you haven't even covered anything yet. Like you don't understand the things. So I rest, and then when I wake up, I can study like the whole night, and then I go to sleep anytime. For me, unlike other people, I'm unable to say keep 2 hours and then I'll study and then we get it, because I can study and push for 4 hours, still studying the same topic, really trying to get it. And the moment I get it, then I'm done with it. So you really have to, for yourself, you really have to find something that works for you. There are so many study skills. So you have to find something that works for you and use it. Use Google. I use Google a lot. There are so many concepts that you will learn from Google. So I want to encourage you to just explore everything. Go to the library, just take material. They allow you to take like 15 books for a whole, is it 2 months? Yeah, you'll find out. So use the library, which will help you a lot. So I don't know if I skipped anything before I allow you to ask me questions, because but I think that's about it.
Okay, thank you. I think you've heard from her. Very, very simple. I don't think there were any complications in explaining how she works around the BBA journey. I think since I missed some other parts, I'll rely on you for those portions when you start asking questions. Can I comment? Because this is meant to be interactive. And even those who are attending, add your study skills. This is meant to share, because we have some first-year students who are doing distance education for the first time. So I'm opening the floor for comments, additions, sharing. This is your time. Thank you. Or how lo one o khana go bua hela gore le ska la clash. Okay. Good evening, Mamucho. Hello. Good day. This is good. Yeah. Can you mute? I managed to join the meeting. I finally managed. Okay. Welcome, Dr. Kuswane. She's the learner support for Francis Town. We've just finished our presentation and we are welcoming people to ask questions, to comment and add, or even share their own ways of studying. Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We can't have Claret coming to share here. Any comment? That will be very, very unfair to her. Okay. Hello? Hello, Maki. Emma, maybe I can also comment. I don't know if she was able to make students doing, and is very helpful, and I always encourage them to do, is to form some study groups so that students can sit together and share ideas. Because sometimes if you have an idea and you keep it to yourself, you may find that
you are keeping the wrong idea. So it is better to share with others so that wherever you go wrong, then the other students can give you some additional information which you may find very useful in your studies. That is all what I can share with you.
Okay, thank you, Makay. The other thing that I've always observed about study groups, she did mention that they have a WhatsApp group with her classmates. That is a very important support group for them because they share learning materials, communication from UB or from lecturers, and those study skills. So I want to also add to this study group to say, sometimes when you study as a group, you have to structure the activities. You all give yourself individual tasks. Otherwise, the study group sometimes has a downside of people who are hoarding information. And not sharing anything. So you also have to have an agenda so that if it's a topic, you are studying this particular topic, like subtopic, and that will actually force you to focus your discussions, because sometimes if the discussions are not focused, maybe there is a lot of time wasting. That is a part of the agenda. So I will really try to also advise you to have that kind of agenda. Leave another topic, or go and prepare on this particular topic, or another one. That way, build on. And also looking for study materials within the topic that you have been assigned to prepare in or to prepare on. Thank you. You can comment.
Then one other thing that students can do is to formulate questions. You can formulate your own questions in the areas that you think you have problems. And you can also look for the previous questions which were asked and study those. They will help you to widen up your scope during your studies.
Thank you, Makay. Now I'm waiting for people to comment. I don't have a comment. Let's have Unkamile. Unkamile, Yanka visa one by one. What are your comments about the presentation? Emma?
I just wanted to suggest that maybe, since maybe they're still, digesting, maybe they can share with us the challenges they've faced so far since studying residential 1.
Okay.
If
so
anything.
That is a proposal. Let's also share your challenges, because we are assuming that most of you who are here are new students. Or tell us what kind of challenges have you met since starting? Hello? Hello? We have a very quiet group.
Or maybe we can say, share with us your experiences in line with studying through Teams or studying virtually. Anything that you have experienced.
Okay. Okay, there is Haone. You can speak.
Good evening, all.
Thank you, Haone.
Good evening, Haone.
Emma. Nana ke batla comment mo le batla go follow leboga mo program ya lona gore it's a good program since I'm new here. Ke student se se jane ke register ya la ke register le late. So ne ke le leboga mo platform ya lona, even the challenges I can even say the challenges just tell gore ke tlo tswala le tsone mo course, even though ke se ke heavily engaged. Yeah, no, I'm at work like now. Yeah, no. Ne ke ntse ke kopanya tiro le meeting ya lona ke sa bate o misa. I hope somebody is recording so that I can download the recording and everything gape at a different time.
Yeah, go recordiwa. Thank you. How ne sa register le maabane ba gaetso. So I hope he has, as he's saying, he's at work. O tla kgona go boela ka, but I think the tips that he got from Claret are going to start him off much better than a student who started as a utlwa sepe. So thank you, Haone, for being part of this meeting. Ole go tirong ke gone go juggler ha adult learners. In distance learning, we are juggling work, studies, and life. And this is a typical example. But I'm happy that you came.
Thank you very much, Mama Tsagole.
Okay, thank you. Can you udirele bogo ga one? They can help us. Other students Claret because they've been in the program. I get motivation no affect whether you are a new student or you are a level 5 student, we can still be helping. So I'm going to be asking what's help to help newcomers. Can you help us? To make them the experience it's alone. I think it's our studies as distance learners.
But distance learning.
Now we want to make them so they have no idea, but overwhelmed. They but Luna since 3, 4, 5, at least we can tell them something. Claret was sharing her own.
Now I started this Majenica 2018. By then, we attended the class of Haboroi. We are attending classes for Haboroni. Timetable was as Elagale Wananzana, already came with level the following Halete, Kotabangwe, Eka Levele and Tile, Equala Testi, Eka Hale, Bratli Laubedi testing with Verdira class yellow, and then test 2. Residentially, we are traveling. Near a travel. There was a no honale open video blue jeans.
I do
for other classes, not for every. Most classes we are physical. So you planned for Friday ke a emelela or divasta bosigo or o tsaya leave o tla wa ka Sunday after classes, but mostly no khona go no class a bofelo because people are traveling no khona go tswa ka 4. Then ra ira hela yalo, then came COVID be go semola di class di nna di virtual classes o tlhele tsotlhe di nna di virtual ya ka dintse yane ke be ke la mogara mme ke kwala di-test ko Gaborone a ga gona ga bo gauhi o to find gore mme go na le Phalape le Francis Town be ke ra mme Phalape go toka ka gore I have a sibling ko Phalape nka nna ke ntse ke lalala ko go ene because Gaborone o mo sepele molele mme ke dumela gore since re ira
juggling. Why?
Those
juggling family.
Since
Family
le di virtual classes, things are far much better. Because weekend o khona go nna le nako that classes tse le gore di lecturer o khona go bua le lona mmanke le tsenyetseng ha gare ga beke, then weekend you are free. But hela me virtual classes are far much better.
Okay.
Some of us rona ba botsapana go mo tseleng we dropped from school dropile ka mabaka a botsetsi ra dropa ditlhaka di khona go irela le fifinyana ditlhaka tsa teng go se serious. You really need to be serious. You need to take your continuous assessment seriously because it thusa exam tota. Because how o sa tseye serious you can go FD. But ke tsa kere ke hano I managed ile ka tlhahala. Here I am ke solegela gore because my group is ka 2023 next year, now it finish a year later.
Okay. Thank you. Ke lebogile Tshepo. Tshepo, I think the example experience I share in the beginning there was a lot of financial constraint. Senedi associated with studies. At least if the coming of Zonedi teams classes, issue ya go tla go ba travel every weekend ba tla ka kwano e ba hokoledise in terms of money ka re ba ne ba sa fara in terms of go bona madi hela go a extra a go tla di-classeng yaanong ke yo a bua gore things have since become easier for them. So ra leboga if the teams thing is actually helping. Yaanong sa se emphasize le ene wa bua gore we also have to good CA. Exam survive because if you go to the examination CA class, so you can see that people have been making it ups and down, but there is a time when I really have to focus and do this. On the background, as an adult learner, on manager family, manager, it's all about balancing things. How easy, but it is doable. We can't stand here for studies. But it is doable. Structure focus. Thank you very much, Tsepo. Ha ke tsora go na le mongwe o batlang go latlhela la gagwe le ene e be re tla re summarize se nne Claret a se bua ha ke re la utlwa re le ene o bua hela exactly se nne some of the challenges tse nna a bua ka tsone. Hello. ke bo mang ba ba tona ka dingwaga tsa sekwele. Okay, if there are no further comments, I'll just summarize, just to take a recap of what Claret shared. Hello?
Hello.
Emma.
One other thing that I would like us to share with them is that many people did not turn up for orientation last time. They missed a lot of information that can help them as they are studying with the University of Botswana. Wherever you don't understand, feel free to go to any center coordinator or learner support coordinator for assistance. Batho ka bontsi ba na le gore ba tshabe go botsa kana bo ba hela le gore ba botsana hela bone ka bo bone mo e leng gore you end up maybe not getting adequate information that you need. So phuthulogang hela le teko gore na le re botse re ta le thusa. Na ko Francistown, most of the time I see students who did not turn up for orientation. Yaanong ke ba tsaya ka bongwe ka bongwe. Yo tang hela a mpotsa ke nna ha tshele ene, then I take him or her through gore a tlhaloganye ka gore ha o ka se go tlhaloganye o to go nna le bothata. You take for example, if you don't have a student card, it's very risky because you are not going to be allowed into the examination room without a valid student card. Yaanong ba bangwe motho o nna karata gape a sa duela karata gore a kgone go ka bona karata ya ka e dirisang. E be re tsatsi la bohelo coming for an examination o te wa go te where is your card, only to find that you don't. O go te nyame you are not allowed gore o ka kwala, o bo ithelele gore e ka re ga wa tsewa sentle. Ke dio tse e leng gore ke dio hela tse e leng gore le tshwanetse gore le di itse from the onset. Yaanong that's why ke re ga o sa tlhaloganyeng teng kana anything hela o bona gore go ha o ka re ga ke tsamaye sentle, go and sit with your center coordinator or learner support coordinator to be helped. Ke yone netane o se ne ke re ke share le lona. Thank you.
Thank you, Makay. I think Claret looking to summarize what was mentioned. I'll pick the key things that I picked from Claret's speech. One of the things that she always gets from people, what motivates her. She says, personally, she's motivated by a sense of accomplishment. And one of the things that she mentioned was that for her, studying for a degree is very important to her because she's doing a degree at the age of almost 40. Sometimes you hear people distance learning gives adult learners a second chance university, because sometimes when you are still younger, depending on your life circumstances, but here we are getting a lot of adult learners saying, I'm raising up my hand, I want to have tertiary education qualification. So she says at the end of it all, she's going to have this sense of accomplishment. I made it, I had a second chance. It's working for her because she's going to be presenting them with a qualification at the end of the day. This is what I've been doing. I was not sponsored. I did it by myself at my own spare time. And here I am. One of the things as soon as that calendar of events comes, what she does is to map her life around that calendar of events. Calendar of events, that's summer thing, the entire semester. So she's advising all of us to say, once we get that thing, particularly somebody test. I agree that is when you have to sometimes make time. Test to assessment 1, assessment 2, and then you block the examination time. So whatever activities are going to happen, they're going to be centered around that calendar of events. From what I took from her was that it's not like Hannah social life. She says she does have social life. Maybe map around your calendar. It is an important aspect. Yeah, was an adult learner. How can I study a calendar at this time I have to be doing this? Because ke taboge ke eme ga lesong ka ga ke tsene weekend ke re ga ke boe ke be ke boa ka speed kana tla ba ke le ko lesong ebe ke tshwere modulana ke le mo ke re ke moruti a ntse a ruta ke leba. So you can see how she maps her life around that. Se sengwe a ba bua ka attendance ya di-class. Sometimes as a distance learner, batho ba bangwe ga ba they don't feel that attending classes is important. It is very important because the classes are the contact lessons. They are highly isolating. Nako tsa re sana face to face. They were good in that. To even associate yourself by just coming to university. A sense of belonging. And then you could put a face to a lecturer or but unfortunately we are back to Teams. But as we heard from Tshepo, Teams a lot of positives. It looks like the sensitive balances are the lack of face to face. Even if they are virtual, and attend all of them, because that's where all our learning difficulties are supposed to be addressed. And then she also talked about having support system. Family, her entire family is supporting her. Including the example I have about her younger sister, who was helping her to study mathematical concepts. Lelona, you should look around my family, learning how to see and study wherever you can get it from your family members. Not all family members are supportive. Don't be shocked when that happens. All of us are supporting all together. But at the end of the day, you have chosen to study and you should be ready to go ahead. Focus on more your personal goal. In the past, studies for my PhD thesis. One of the participants in when she started studying, partner but then I decided because there was a lot of travel. One day, because of attitude, she didn't even realize that this partner but one day interest partner, and that was a turning point. Maybe I feel like she doesn't deserve a university education. I go university while I was doing this and this, but it really changed. When you do not get support, discourage her. Keep going, because it is your life, it is your dream, it is your future. So I guess when you say support you have to know who to contact, where the support is. Example, or mo email, Stevie. Oh, she's always finding out information. You need to really know what is happening. What happened? And don't let us get away with it. If we had promised to do something, then you need answers. Let's call us support, peer support from the study group. I think it's important to have contact with your peers. So you cannot isolate them. So it's important to do that. Room is also equally important to build rapport with your boss. Not everybody is going to be happy for you. And she's lucky, it looks like she's getting support from her boss. Others say it's a lot of problems. Haba support you at all because your studying is going to be challenging somebody who is sitting there at no qualification, and you are a real threat to the to. Sometimes you need to be wise. How support and you have your free weekends, then you can see how you can manage them. So a lot of wisdom and discernment. This is but it's important for some of the people sometimes say the extra time so that over time so sometimes you need to be doing such things to try and make sure that you go support. And revise a lot. She's doing a lot of revision. As you are saying, she's saying, as a police officer, awkward times, the working hours other people. At least sometimes she has to look for but she's made it. Private tutors. Even those people who have succeeded before, but we need to have somebody who is tutoring you, particularly in subjects that are difficult for you. I have seen a lot of students talking about this. It's expensive, but ultimately you will make it. So above all, you still have to rest. If you do not rest, so as we can see, she's not using any magic. These are just practical, everyday tips. I think with this, bye-bye. Makusani?
No, I just wanted to say, Mama Zobasali. Since we're summarizing, the other points that you missed that I mentioned, I think they're very important. You should touch on them since UB take them seriously. I was talking about plagiarism, copying, and not to avoid special tests. Like they should really try to avoid special tests because they will eat on your time. And I was also advising on assignments. When they are given assignments, they should try their very best to avoid plagiarism, and they should also cite, because this is one thing that will give them marks in everything. This is how I do it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. She's bringing in the issue of academic dishonesty. We've had students the assignment. There's some who think they were clever and the system plagiarize project. Recently, plagiarize research project. If o kgona go bona the source of the document. Ha o kwala document e tswa go go motho e kgona go lebelela trace ya teng o tla o e bona trade gore the original owner of this document affected a retake wa go bona mo botshelong ba gago. Please do read the academic honesty policy. It teng ke tla kwa ke tsenya ke le romelela gore le tlhaloganyeng the importance of citing. Le rutiwa ka all these things go com 121 le 122. More academia, this is a very, very serious matter. I think you know that as senior officer gone mo UB o heletsa a kubiwa mo tirong o te o plagiarizes a speech from somewhere. Kilo tse di botlhoko, but that is how bo serious ba tsone gore it doesn't matter who you are. How o plagiarize kana go itlhela o kopile sengwe sa motho ke mathata mo academy. O tshwana hela la ha o tsene kwana o ile go thuba ATM. Wa go bona it is that serious. Aba the special test. Yes, we do understand that special tests are meant to support students who are experiencing difficulties. Ba wetse ke di mo matshelong a bone ka nako a di test. Sometimes rena ba re di lalle tsone o kgona go bona 10 students ba hile lefiking a kae le 1 ra di bona dio tseo. But at the end of the day ke manyo iteelang botshelo ya ka ba bua. Some people believe that the special test di thata ga di thata di setiwa sentle. I think sometimes people who don't do well mo go tsone gore motho ba a tlogetsa a sa kwala di test one tsotlhe a ba go leka go di pitlaganyetsa mo weekending a di ebe go tsena mo exameng ka mo such things they are lapisa, but they were only meant to support batho ba ba welang ke diemo se di sa ba letleleleng go kwala, but some people abuse them. As I say go na le dingaka hela se re di itseng se re bonang gore di rekisa di sick leave, but what can we do? Wa go bona, but ke yo Claret wa bua gore dio so sometimes if you don't have o sa pushiwe ke mabaka gore o kwale special test, just bereka ka nako e beilweng o iketlile ba male ba golo we understand gore go ngwana o tla go kwala ebe ngwana a lala. There is nothing that you can do. Ba go ntse ya o lalela ke monna o lalela ke motsadi wa go bona. Those things are real. Ha re batle go di ganetsa kana wena o lala but if o siametswe ke sengwe le sengwe make sure that wa dira. So ke a di lebogela dio tse ka nne ke di misitse. Tla ke letlelle mmakeng go bua re te re tswale.
Emma, one other important thing that people should be aware of the extra tutors amongst the tutors by le rutang. That one is not allowed. And we have seen instances whereby a tutor utawa go ruta ko tlaseng. Maitiwa the same kana the very same tutor ke ene e leng gore wa go bata some extra lessons o mo duela gape. Gone mo ke tsa gore ga go letelesege hela ke gore netane ga rena go itse gore a mmi se a le se rutang ko nte ga klase kana during your extra time, is it not exactly what you were taught kana what has been said gore la go se kwala? Ke ra gore le nne very careful ka gore ha o ka tshwarwa o dira jalo you are going to be penalized. Mme hela le nne aware of that gore le ska la nna le ya ko di lectureng tsa lona gape le a go bata dithuso tse di extra for netane extra payment. Ha ile gore le bata di extra netane tutors, find them somewhere else, ising amongst those who teach you. Ka gore tota ga go a siama go dira jalo. Ke ra gore ke kgaye le gore le tshwantse gore le nne netane pudi matsiba ka yone e tshwana hela le a go plagiarize kana o tabo o reproduce what you have been given. Mme ga go a siama gore le nne le dira tsone dio tseo le lekeng go di avoid hela thata. Then the other thing, Claret, mentioned something to do with Mutota Bonga as a quality test, abata kwala a special test. We've seen instances happen whereby but one ba setse ili a trend ya gore ha tshwantse ra kwale 3 courses o ta ba kwala 2. This one o ta ba a re ke a lwala, falling sick hela from nowhere, hela o bona motho a phaketse a kwala hela sente kgatelenyana o ta ba a lwala mo a itatelang ha batsi a selwa go tweng a rwalwa isiwa sepatela wa go ta ka nnetane ka a sick leave. And it has happened so many times, and go na le batho ba ileng gore ba ntse jalo re thola re ba bona o ta kwala 2 kana o kwala 1 e nngwe o die o wela hatsi wa lwala batho ba modimo ga re na nako ya gona re rwala batho ka nako ya di-exam kana ya di-test re ba isa sepatela. A re lekeng go avoid such things, and we should behave like adults. Ra itse gore madi a le a duelang a bokete go bonala, a bokete tota gore o boele ko morago o ne o sa kwale o feila o reng. Get yourself ready for the exam. Ha ile gore ga una nako ya go ka bala dio tse dintsi, se registerle di credits tse dintsi, just register for enough that you can hold. Go na le gore o feile tse dingwe mono o di dueletse. Le rona re utlwa botlhoko tota go bona madi a lona a sa dirisiwe sentle. We want to see you passing and doing very well and progressing. A re tsweleleng hela jalo ba gaetso.
I think at this time I would like to thank Claret for taking this opportunity to share her study journey experience. I know it was not easy, particularly when you are coming to talk to your because you don't know how others are going to take that. But I'm glad you decided to be brave and share your experience. And all of you, bala attending, I know you all came from work. I know women, le mo shifting ya boraro before la go tsena mo go ya bo 4 ya go studies. So please let us be motivated to continue. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy, but all we are saying is that it is doable. Ramona Claret o shared her tips, and others are also like Tepo but testifying yes, it's not easy, but it is something that is doable. So our offices are open. Kwalang di email so that let's go traverse from Maung when you could have written an email to find out where you can get assisted. Go and rest for tonight, and I know that all of you 9 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Travel safely if you are traveling, and if you are home, stay well.